the lie we've been sold about strength, why your softness might be your greatest weapon. Welcome to Soft Girl Era, the sacred space where strong Black women unlearn survival, rediscover softness, and reclaim the joy, rest, and freedom they deserve without guilt, without apology, and without explanation. I'm your host, LeAnne Dolce, pronounced Dolce like sweet softness whispered in French, and I'm your guide from burnout to boundaries, from doing to being, from strong to soft and loving every second of it. Today, I had the honor of sitting down with Nashonica Sims, a woman who is rewriting the rules on what it means to be soft and strong at the same time. Nashonica is making the world a better place by showing Black women, especially single mothers, that you don't have to wait until you've made it to give yourself permission to be gentle with yourself. Her work is a lifeline for those of us who've been told that softness is something we earn after we've survived everything, when the truth is, softness is one of the tools that helps us survive in the first place. So let's dive in. Here's the lie we've all been sold. We've been taught that soft and strong are opposites, that if you're soft, you're weak, that if you rest, you're lazy, that if you ask for help, you're failing. And for Black women, especially single Black mothers, this lie runs even deeper. We're celebrated when we're grinding, sacrificing, pushing through. We're praised when we carry the world on our backs and never complain. But the moment we pause, the moment we cry, the moment we say we need a break, suddenly we're not strong enough anymore. I want to challenge that narrative today. I want to disrupt the way you've been thinking about strength. Because what if everything you've been taught about being strong is actually what's keeping you stuck? What if the very armor you've been wearing to protect yourself is the thing that's suffocating you? Nashonica Sims shared something with me that stopped me in my tracks. She said my softness didn't show up after I beat the odds. It's actually one of the tools that helped me survive them. Let that sit with you for a second. Softness isn't the reward you get after you've made it through the fire. Softness is the water you drink while you're still in the flames. Right now, as we speak, Nashonica is navigating thyroid cancer. She's parenting alone. She's dealing with depression. And in the middle of all of that, she's choosing rest. She's asking for help. She's feeling her feelings. She's saying no. And she's not apologizing for any of it because she knows that those things, choosing rest, asking for help, feeling your feelings, saying no, those aren't signs of weakness. They are advanced forms of strength. For Black professionals and entrepreneurs, this is a game changer. Your softness is not a liability to your success. It's part of your strategy for staying alive, sane, and spiritually grounded while you build. And here's the part that might blow your mind. Your soft girl era can exist in the middle of the storm, not just after you've made it. You don't have to wait for life to calm down before you give yourself permission to be gentle with yourself. Now, I know some of you are thinking, that sounds nice, LeAnne, but I don't have time to be soft. I've got bills to pay. I've got kids to raise. I've got a business to run. I've got people depending on me. And I hear you, but here's what Nashonica wants you to know. You are allowed to build and heal at the same time. You don't have to choose between taking care of your dreams and taking care of your mental and physical health. Your business and career can be designed around your well being, not on top of your burnout. Let me say that again because I need you to really hear this. Your business and career can be designed around your well being, not on top of your burnout. And if you don't believe me, let me tell you about a woman named Minda Harts. Minda is a Black woman author, speaker, and career consultant who wrote a best selling book called The Memo. It's all about helping women of color secure a seat at the table in corporate America. But behind her success, behind the accolades and the bestseller list does, Minda has been incredibly open about something most people hide: the emotional toll of racism, workplace trauma, the constant pressure to be strong, to perform, to represent. Minda navigated predominantly white corporate spaces where she faced racism and exclusion every single day. She experienced racialized workplace trauma that affected her mental health deeply. She transitioned from being a corporate employee to becoming an entrepreneur and thought leader, all while managing the emotional weight of her experiences. And she felt the pressure, that relentless pressure to constantly be strong and perform at a high level as a Black woman in leadership. So what did she do? She could have kept grinding. She could have kept pretending everything was fine. She could have kept wearing the cape, but she didn't. Instead, she started therapy to process workplace trauma and racialized experiences. She openly advocated for mental health support for Black women. She wrote the memo to tell the truth about what Black women face at work and to create tools and language to navigate it. She set firmer boundaries around her time, energy, and emotional labor, including saying no to certain speaking or consulting opportunities that did not align with her values or well being. And she built her own company, the Memo LLC, to create safer spaces and resources for women of color in the workplace. The result? The memo became a bestseller and is now used in companies and universities to support women of color in professional spaces. Minda built a successful speaking, consulting, and training business centered on equity and the lived experiences of Black women. And her transparency about therapy, healing, and boundaries has helped normalize mental health conversations among Black professionals. Minda helped shift corporate conversations from diversity as a buzzword to centering the lived experiences and mental health of Black women. She normalized the idea that Black women can be ambitious and also prioritize therapy, healing, and rest. She gave Black women language and strategies to advocate for themselves while refusing to sacrifice their mental health for a paycheck. This is what Nashonica Sims is talking about. Softness is a strategy, not a reward. Rest, boundaries, vulnerability, and asking for support are not luxuries for Black professionals and entrepreneurs. They are survival tools and performance tools. They help you think clearer, lead better, and create more sustainably. And if you're still not convinced, let me tell you about another woman who embodies this truth. Her name is Bazoma St. John. Bazoma is a high profile Ghanaian American marketing executive who has held leadership roles at Uber, Apple Music, Netflix, and Endeavor. She's been at the top of her game in rooms where she was often the first or the only Black woman at the executive table. She's navigated the pressure of being the first, the representative of all Black women. She's coped with personal grief after losing her husband to cancer, all while maintaining a demanding public facing career. She's faced constant scrutiny, tokenization, and expectations, and she's balanced intense workloads with her own emotional and physical well being. So, what did she do? She spoke openly about grief, loss, and emotional vulnerability instead of hiding behind a strong Black woman mask. She left roles that no longer aligned with her values or well being, even when they were prestigious, even when they looked good on paper, even when people told her she was crazy to walk away. She wrote her memoir, The Urgent Life, to process her story and offer others permission to live fully and honestly after loss. And she built a portfolio career, author, speaker, board member, consultant, that gives her more control over her time and energy. The result? Bazoma has become a global symbol of bold, authentic leadership who refuses to separate her humanity from her executive identity. Her openness has encouraged more Black women leaders to share their real stories of burnout, grief, and boundary setting. And she continues to have influence across industries while centering joy, self expression, and self preservation. Bazoma helped redefine what executive leadership can look like for Black women: bold, emotional, fully human. She demonstrated that walking away from a powerful role to protect your peace can be a power move, not a failure. And she inspired Black professionals to see softness, grief, and authenticity as compatible with high achievement. This is what Nashonica Sims is living. Your story, messy, unfinished, and in progress, is powerful. You don't have to wait until you fix everything to show up. Sharing your real journey, including depression, illness, and single motherhood, can be the very thing that frees someone else and opens doors for you professionally and personally. And if you're still thinking, okay, LeAnne, but how do I actually do this? How do I rest when the world won't stop demanding things from me? Let me tell you about a woman who has built an entire movement around this truth. Her name is Trisha Hersey, and she founded the NAP Ministry. Trisha is a Black woman, theologian, and artist who preaches the power of rest as a form of resistance to grind culture and white supremacy. Now, the NAP ministry isn't a traditional startup, it's a movement, it's a platform, but it has grown into a business with books, speaking engagements, workshops, and partnerships, all built around a radical commitment to softness, rest, and healing for Black people. Trisha confronted a culture that glorifies overwork, especially for Black women and Black communities who have been historically exploited for their labor. She pushed back against the internalized belief that worth is tied to productivity and constant hustle. And she built a sustainable organization around a message, rest, that directly contradicts mainstream entrepreneurial culture. So, what did she do? She hosted collective napping experiences, sermons, and workshops that invite Black people to literally lie down, rest, and reconnect with their bodies. She used social media to spread daily messages about rest, boundaries, and the sacredness of Black bodies. She wrote Rest is Resistance, a book that blends theology, history, and personal narrative to make the case for rest as a right, not a reward. And she structured her own work schedule and business practices to reflect her message, prioritizing downtime, limits, and saying no. The result? The NAP ministry has gained a global following and has influenced conversations in wellness, activism, and entrepreneurship. Many Black professionals and entrepreneurs cite her work as the reason they started resting more, setting boundaries, or rethinking their relationship to work. And Trisha has built a sustainable platform, books, keynotes, workshops, without abandoning her commitment to rest. Trisha helped thousands of Black people reframe rest as a birthright, not laziness. She gave Black entrepreneurs and professionals permission to design their businesses and careers around rest, not just revenue. And she deepened the conversation about how softness, slowness, and healing can be forms of resistance and long term success. This is the message Nashonica Sims is bringing to the world. You can be intentional, impactful, and successful while centering rest and softness, even in the face of systemic pressure to grind. Your body, health, and spirit matter as much as your goals. So here's what I want you to take away from this. First, you are allowed to build and heal at the same time. You don't have to choose between taking care of your dreams and taking care of your mental and physical health. Your business and career can be designed around your well being, not on top of your burnout. Second, softness is a strategy, not a reward. Rest, boundaries, vulnerability, and asking for support are not luxuries for Black professionals and entrepreneurs. They are survival tools and performance tools. They help you think clearer, lead better, and create more sustainably. Third, your story, messy, unfinished, and in progress, is powerful. You don't have to wait until you fix everything to show up. Sharing your real journey, including depression, illness, and single motherhood, can be the very thing that frees someone else and opens doors for you professionally and personally. Now, I want to leave you with something that's going to challenge you. I want to ask you a question and I want you to sit with it. Don't rush to answer it, just let it settle in your spirit. Where in your life or business are you still trying to prove that you're strong enough? And what would it look like this week to choose softness there instead? Before this weekend, I want you to pick one thing, just one, a boundary you'll set, a rest you'll take, a conversation where you'll tell the truth about how you're really doing. And I want you to honor that commitment to yourself like you would a client contract, like you would a promise to someone you love, like you would a vow to someone you respect. Because here's the truth, and I need you to hear this: your soft girl era isn't waiting for you at the finish line. It's not a destination you arrive at. After you've accomplished everything, after you've healed everything, after you've fixed everything, it's available to you right now in the middle of the mess, in the middle of the storm, in the middle of the building. You don't have to wait for permission. You don't have to wait for everything to be perfect. You don't have to wait for anyone to tell you it's okay. You just have to choose yourself today, and then again tomorrow, and then again the day after that. So I'm asking you right now, what are you going to choose? Are you going to keep wearing the cape? Are you going to keep pretending you're fine? Are you going to keep grinding until you break? Or are you going to choose softness? Are you going to choose rest? Are you going to choose you? The world is waiting for your answer, but more importantly, you are waiting for your answer. Choose softness, choose rest, choose you.